Hello everyone, in this video I'll do the analysis of polity section of UPSC 2020 paper done by the Infinite Angle experts, and for reference set A questions has been considered, and we know that each year UPSC comes with new surprises. This year the preliminary exam was a bit tough, but this year the question paper was a perfect blend of all sections, may it be polity, history, geography, current affairs, science tech, international affairs. So whatever section you consider, it was a perfect blend. And in this video I will do the in-depth analysis of polity section questions, and total of 16 questions were asked from this section. Let's have a look at each one of them one by one. So let's begin. So coming towards the first question of polity section is question number 2, that is in the respect of equal powers of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So we need to analyze each option. This question was static in nature and one must have a clear concept of articles of our constitution. So we'll analyze the options one by one. So the first option is option number A, and it is about creation of all India services. So in case articles number 249 and 312 comes into picture, where Rajya Sabha enjoys special powers, so this option is eliminated. Coming to option number B, it is about amending the constitution. Here article number 368 comes into the picture, and amendment bill needs to be separately passed by both the houses. So this is the correct option, means Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha enjoys equal power in this regards. Coming to option number C, it talks about the removal of government. Here Lok Sabha enjoys the supreme power. Coming to option number D, that is about the cut motion. In this also Lok Sabha is enjoying the supreme power. So again this option is eliminated. So the correct option is option number B. So for better clarity, one can refer to chapter number 22 of M. Lakshmikant 6th edition and Bare Act of Constitution of India. So coming towards our question number 3, it is considered to be a static question according to our experts, and this asks about the funds from MPLADS, and the guidelines has been set by MOSPI. So we have to just learn the guidelines, and this is fact-based question. So according to the analysis of all the options, we conclude that the statement number 3 is incorrect, as the amount can be carried forward to the next year. So our option number D turns out to be the correct answer, means the statement number 1, 2 and 4 is the correct statement and 3 is the incorrect one. So for this particular question, one needs to follow the guidelines and the current affairs. Moving ahead, we have our question number 4, which was basically based on the fundamental rights. So this was a very easy and static question which was put forward to us. Part 3, article number 12 to 35 talks about the fundamental rights. So this can be referred from chapter number 7 of M. Lakshmikant and also from the Bare Act of Indian Constitution. Now the protection against untouchability is talked in article number 17, which falls under the Ambient Act of Equality, article number 14 to 18 of Indian Constitution, which has been asked over here. So our option number D turns out to be true. So moving ahead, we have our question number 5, which was a direct question based on article number 50, separation of judiciary from executive of the Indian Constitution. So the correct option turns out to be option number B, and we can refer chapter number 8 of 6th edition of M. Lakshmikant and also the Bare Act of the Constitution of India. So moving ahead, we had question number 6, which was correlated with the economy, means the polity and the economic question were correlated and need more of understanding. So this question relates to FRBM Act, and the aspirant needs to have a strong hold on the current affairs and regular reference of this act. So according to the option, the correct option is option number D. So moving ahead, we have question number 7 of polity section. So this question is also regarded as the direct question, and it was nowhere mentioned in the Indian Constitution or M. Lakshmikant. So one need to develop an ideology for this question. So according to the analysis, a constitutional government is a type of government which is limited, or there exist few reasonable restrictions regarding the working of the organs of the government. This is done so that one organ does not supersede the other. So the correct option for this question becomes option number D. So coming towards the next question of the polity section is question number 8, and this question is also regarded as a static question and can be answered only after having a complete understanding of part 3 and 4 of the Constitution. So according to the expert's answer, the option number D will be the correct answer. Moving ahead, we had question number 9 of polity section, and this was very factual in nature and must be correlated with the current affairs. So if one had appropriate knowledge of the exact provision, this may lead to an incorrect answer for sure. So accordingly, the option number A is the correct answer. So moving forward, we have our question number 11, that was from the polity section. This question basically asks about the parliamentary system of the government, which was very basic and a direct question. Aspirant must have read it in NCERT, and this was also given on page number 12.3 of M. Lakshmikant 6th edition. And according to the options, the option number B is the correct answer for this question. Moving ahead, we have our question number 12 that asks which part of the Constitution of India declares the ideal of welfare state, and we have 4 options for that, and aspirant needs to have a deep knowledge regarding police state and welfare state. And article number 38 of the Constitution states the concept of the same. Also, the aspirants need to have the clear idea of the other options as well, and according to the experts, the answer for this question is option number A. So moving ahead, we have our question number 13. So in question number 13, we have been given 2 statements and we have to tell that which of the statement is or are correct. So in statement number 1, we have been given about the basic structure that has been mentioned in the Constitution of India. So this statement is incorrect, as the basic structure is nowhere been defined in the Constitution, and it was brought about in the landmark case of Keshwananda Bharati. Okay, now moving ahead, we have our statement number 2, that is about the judicial review, and one must not get confused about the similar terms like judicial activism, judicial overreach and judicial restraint, and one can refer to chapter number 27 and 28 of Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant 6th edition for the better understanding of these terms. So according to the experts, the correct answer for this question is option number B, that is only 2. So moving ahead, we have our question number 15. So this question basically asked about the characteristic of the bureaucracy, and this question is considered to be a subjective question, and the answer for this question may vary from person to person, as each and every person have a different perception for this question. So we have to wait for UPSC to decide the correct option for this question, and the most probable answer for this question will be option number D. So moving ahead, we have our question number 16. And the aspirant must religiously follow news for better interpretation of this question, as it changes from time to time, and the question is directly related to the judgment given by the judiciary in the year 2017, and also the famous case of Keshwananda Bharti. And according to the expert, the correct answer is option number D. Moving ahead, we have our next question, question number 18, which was related to the polity section. This question was very static in nature, and it was directly asking about the part 4 of the constitution. So they had 3 statements, and we have to tell that which of the statement is or are correct. So part 4 basically contains article 35 to 51, which is related to directive principles of the state policy, and article number 36 in particular defines about the state, where article number 37 directly quotes that the provisions contained in the part shall not be enforceable to any court. This clearly implies that statement 2 is correct and eliminates statement number 1. For this third statement, we have one subsequent article that lays down certain principle of policy that has to be followed by the state, and this makes the statement number 3 to be correct, and hence option number D is the correct answer. For better clarity, a candidate can refer to chapter number 8 of the 6th edition of M. Lakshmikant book, and also can refer to the bare act of Constitution. So moving ahead, so our question number 19 was also from the polity section, and it had 2 statements. So the first statement said that according to the Constitution of India, a person who is eligible to vote can be made a minister in a state for 6 months even if he or she is not a member of legislature of that state. So now this option seems absolutely correct, but the students have to look very carefully. Now it has been stated a person who is eligible to vote. So a person who attains an age of 18 years will automatically be eligible to vote, but it really doesn't mean that he or she can be made minister. And there is a different provision that lays down the qualification to become a minister in a state, and that is stated in article number 173 of Indian Constitution, that lays that one must not be less than 25 years of age to attain a membership of state legislature, and not less than 35 years to become the member of legislative council. So the first statement is incorrect. For statement number 2, the statement that says that according to the Representation of People Act 1951, a person convicted of a criminal offence and sentenced to be imprisonment for 5 years is permanently disqualified from contesting an election even after his release from prison. So according to the statement number 2, the section number 8 of RPA 1951 states that if a person has been sentenced for 2 or more years, he and she will be disqualified for another 6 years. So the statement number 2 is also incorrect. So the correct option becomes option number D. So moving ahead, the last question of polity section, that is question number 20, was having 3 statements, and the first statement was directly laid in article number 85 of Indian Constitution. So the statement that states that the President of India can summon a session of the Parliament at such place as he/she thinks fit. So this is directly laid in article number 85, so it is the correct option. Coming to statement number 2, so this statement might be a catch for the candidate, as it states about 3 sessions that has to be conducted by the parliament in a year, but if we refer article number 85 of Indian Constitution, it provides only 2 sessions. So this clearly implies that it is mandatory to have 2 sessions in a year, and it should not have a gap of more than 6 months in between. So this statement is incorrect. Moving towards our statement number 3. So this statement said that there is no minimum number of days that the parliament is required to meet in a year. So this statement is correct because there is no mention in the constitution regarding the minimum number of days that the parliament is required to meet in a year. So hence option number C is correct for this question. So this was the last question. Coming towards the end, I would like to do an overall review of the polity section of UPSC 2020 question paper that shows that the questions were more of static nature, and we have to basically correlate the concept with the judgments and the current articles. Merely reading the text or the bare act will obviously help to clear the concept, but in order to mark the correct answer, we need to have proper understanding of the concept and the minute details that has been asked in the question, and accordingly one needs to read the question very patiently. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, do like, share and comment, and stay tuned with us. We'll come up with the analysis of other section in the next video.